Hey, mate.
Richo, got a second?
Yeah, mate, you're up.
You are currently opening up the episode 107 for the Shit Dad podcast. I've got a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Apart from Lindy Chamberlaining your kids, Dingo ate my baby style, as tempting as that may be sometimes, what's your best dad hack for taking kids camping?
Oh, best dad hack. Oh, shit. Push bikes, mate, 100%.
Pushies.
Dead set.
Why?
Push bikes. Because they can disappear on their bikes and come back when they're hungry.
Oh, my God. I just got real excited.
That's real clever.
All right. Thanks, Al.
You're right, mate.
See ya.
See you, pal.
See you, buddy.
G'day, and welcome back to the Shit Dad podcast, where we change you from lad to quintessential Aussie dad while sharing our fatherhood wins along the way. I'm Nick.
And I'm Dave.
And we don't have Cam this week. He's snowed under at his real job, and it's absolutely tearing him apart, isn't it?
It is.
But we hope to have him back on deck this time next week. What do you reckon, Dave?
I hope he is. It'd be good to get the team back together.
Yeah.
Feels like it's been a very long time.
It's a sad state of affairs with when Cam's too snowed under, or you're stressed out at work, and I don't get stressed out.
No,
at work,
so I don't think I was stressed out. I think mine's just all. You know how like I call you the glass man because you're always injured.
Yeah,
I'm like becoming the bubble boy. I'm dead set. It's like constant sickness.
I know.
It's just like I never get sick, and touch wood. It's probably why because I tell people I'll never get sick.
Yep.
I'm literally like on a cycle. It's like a merry-go-round at the moment. Get good,
I
and
didn't
then
think you were going to
something
say
else.
merry-go-round, a different cycle.
No.
Anyway,
I've got it under control.
We'll pump it up this week, and we'll keep the energy nice and high. But we are going to kick it off with a bit of housekeeping. So we do want everyone to get on our Apple site or on Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, and give us a 5-star rating, obviously, because we are the best fatherhood podcast in probably the history of podcasts, I think, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, I think definitely. And if it has the ability to leave a review, please do, but only one word. Here's some of the great reviews we've had so far. So we asked people to leave a one-word review to sum up the Shit Dad podcast, and we had bum, fishy, questionable, distinguished, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Bravo for getting through that. Thank you.
What a word.
And my personal favourite, prestigious.
Oh.
Aren't we just? Aren't we just? Like, even negative ones, I'd take negative ones because it's another comment, it's another review.
Of
it's
course
good for
it
us.
is.
Love it.
Anything. I loved it that it was kicked off with bum.
Bum.
Yeah. How good's that? Oh. While we're talking about that sharing stuff, don't forget to send us your stories on our socials at ShitDadPod and was it ShitDadPod Gmail?
Yeah. Shitdadpod@gmail.com.
Yes, see, I listen every now and then. This is Cam's part normally. Now, look, but honestly, send it in. Tell us some stories. We've got a cracker coming up for everyone.
Great question.
Which is awesome. But any questions, any comments, any stories, any photos?
Or to buy a merch pack.
Please do. $30. We're just going to keep it at $30. Just come and take them off our hands.
Yep.
It'd be good, and to get more and more people out there. And don't forget Nike hammocks. Use the code DADPOD for 10% off. It's free shipping too.
Yep.
How good is that?
Australia-wide, yep.
good
Sorry
is
to our
that?
Qatar listener.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Sorry.
Pay a
But
little
you
bit
could,
extra.
I'm sure you could, get it sent over there. It's
Honestly,
perfect.
I'm sort of glad that we're on board with Nike hammocks because I just love plugging them. I tell everyone about them. They're the most comfortable friggin' things. I've got it between two poles at my house, and I take it down whenever the kids are about because they swing in it like a proper swing.
Yeah.
One fell out the other day and cracked the back of his head, and I was like, oh, do I laugh or not? Nah, I better not. No, it was pretty scary.
Yeah.
But then I was really proud, though, because one was who I thought didn't switch on for anything. He figured out how to clip it to the monkey bars. So he's
good,
like
hasn't he?
rolled it round and clipped it onto itself because he didn't. I took the straps off.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, how am I going to do this? And the carabiner was too small for the monkey bars, so he's wrapped it over on itself and clipped it on to the hammock. I was like, oh, motor skills, much. Love
Whoa.
that. Anyway, but yeah, they used it as a swing for the whole day and fuck the monkey bars. So happy days.
Hey, mate, they're outside.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Tell me about it. But look, listeners, get yourself set up for summer.
They got
honestly.
Afterpay too.
Yeah, look at that.
That's how I bought mine.
But in seriousness, like, they're not expensive. Well, what are they, like $100?
Yeah, something like that.
$100, take the 10% off,
Set for summer.
$90. Look at you guys, honestly.
And there's a little holder for a beverage.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, they don't spuke that one.
So
on that.
basically, they tuck into themselves. There's like a
Yeah,
pocket
actually,
that
yeah,
the whole
it is
thing
that.
just jams into.
Yeah.
But when it's in a hammock mode, you can put your phone or a book or a beer in there.
Well, that's clever.
It's delish.
I did not read that on their website recently when I was looking.
We've
but
got-
They need to.
Exactly. As you said, we did get a belter of a message from a listener. Really enjoyed this one from Matt B. Hey, boys. Early this morning, we welcomed number 2 into the world. Yeah, congratulations.
Well done, buddy.
Obviously, I had to wear the shit dad uniform, correct. Got quite a few comments, few questions, and even hopefully a few more listeners while I was parading it around the maternity ward. What a legend. Love what you guys do. Your podcast has helped me out a lot with my first, and I'm sure it will continue to do so with our second, mate. We try very hard to be relatable to all dads and some mums as well. So I'm glad that we've helped you out. And yeah, keep sending in your shit dad stories and your experiences because we love hearing about them.
Yeah, cheers, Matty Bang. Congrats again to you and your missus.
Definitely. But Dave, let's get right into it, mate, with a bit of chew.
Yarn,
Convo. Chinwag.
chat,
Shoot the breeze.
A heart to heart.
spilling the tea.
Dad discussion.
Amazing.
Oh, we went through all our jingles again.
Every time.
Before we started.
Oh, it's so good.
Simple minds, mate.
Dave, I've been talking to you, Cam, a lot lately about being a shit dad nomad.
Yep.
Getting out of the new camper, loving life. And I've got a bit of a shit dad nomad wrap up from school holidays. In the first week of school holidays, we decided to take the kids up to Imbil in Queensland, about an hour north west-ish. I don't know. It's a while away, but it was worth the trip. We basically set the camper up in the dead set middle of the day, so it was friggin'. It felt like 60 degrees. It was probably only like 35, but absolutely dripping sweat. Thankfully, the missus helped out with the setup, so team worked it up while the kids ran around and made asses of themselves. Didn't help one bit. I asked them to hold poles, and they're just like, "Yeah, all right, I'm bored now, bye." And then you're like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" So I did the typical kid thing. So, but overall, lovely weekend, lovely week away. We went away for 3 nights,
Nice.
and can definitely recommend it.
There's a deer park up there, hey?
Yeah, so it was a deer park. Kids got to feed the animals. There was a little creek that ran through it that everyone could swim in, and
nice.
in the middle of the day, it was just perfect. Like it was freezing cold water. But it was that hot that it didn't matter. And like even I jumped in. It was so good.
Nice.
Beach whaled it with my sloppy rig.
It's your dad bod, mate.
That's right. We've got to work on the dad bod. We are getting back into it thanks to Anytime Fitness. I forgot to give them a little pluggy.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
They've been helping us out with our dad bods. But yeah, so basically thought I'd just share a couple of the experiences from camping. I think you really have to win the lottery with who you camp near or next to, because if they're like nice or if they're families, it's going to make things a lot more enjoyable and a lot less stressful. So we ended up camping next to a family of Cuzzies or Kiwi fellas. The Brews. And there were a couple of nice Kiwi families, really nice people. They had like 1 million kids as well. And basically we couldn't keep our kids away from their campsite.
Oh, yep.
To the point where you're like, they are sort of coming away to have their own family time. Can you guys fuck off? Just like come over and spend some time with your own family.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just kids being kids. They find other kids that they haven't played with before and they just want a bar of it. So,
But that's what camping's all about, though.
It is,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? That you want them to, like you said, it's that lottery, that gamble of who's going to be near you.
Yeah.
But having like-minded families,
yeah.
it is a positive, because then the kids off they go, and it kills boredom.
That's right. And the dads were very much like me as well. So I'm very active when it comes to like playing games and being up and around. But at some point, you sort of just want to sit back and not do that. So I'll talk about that in a second with the games and stuff. But yeah, I think overall it went as well as you would expect a camping trip with a 4, 6, and 8-year-old to go.
Yep.
So there were some positives. So like obviously more positives than negatives, but
Well, there's no deaths.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, no broken arms, no deaths, obviously. So no, it was good. I think little hack for parents going forward. I think there's only so much outdoor activities you can do at camping as well. Like I think you almost want to have some indoor games or like campsite games that your kids can play as well. So like cards and board games and just stuff that's going to let them sit down and just have some downtime as well without even realizing they're having downtime. Yeah. Because I feel like once we got the kids to sort of relax, they were up in 2 minutes and running around being bored. So I think we did take the iPad to, I think we played 3 or 4 movies over the whole 4 days.
Yeah, it's not bad.
2 of which were for pack up and set down.
Yeah. Well,
so and mate, that was seriously a godsend. Having them distracted and sitting in one spot while we packed up and set up.
It's that sitting down.
Oh man,
you know what I mean? Like if they're not in your grill.
Yeah.
But as long as they're sitting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's.
We set a picnic blanket up. They all laid on the picnic blanket and watched a movie. It was unbelievable.
The worst thing is trying to set up with kids running.
And you're like, you're trying to wrangle them in, lassos and everything. Yeah. Nah.
Oh, well played.
So that worked really well, yep. And obviously the bush telly. So we had the bush telly at night, the campfire. I had some marshmallows and a few alcoholic beverages to stay hydrated.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. We weren't too far from the shower block too, so we could, excuse me. It was a bit of it was probably like a 100-metre walk to the camp toilets and showers. So overall it was a win.
It sounds like you were positioned really well. Close enough to the toilets, but far enough away.
Yeah, we didn't smell them. It was good.
Good families near.
Yeah, we were tucked away in a bit of a corner as well because we bit the bullet and got a powered side as well.
Yeah, good.
Plug the camper in, and mate, that made a big difference.
Oh, mate, it would.
But yeah, onto the games you can start and the kids finish while you sit down.
Yeah,
have you got any of those? Because I've got a few.
Oh, see, mine are still at that age, like 4.
You'll still
1.
do what you will do.
Yeah, well, they do like a colouring day. When I say they like colouring, Miss 4 likes to sit down and draw.
Colouring, yeah,
colouring.
That's
drawing.
a good one. Reading,
pretending to read. Tells her own stories. It's awesome. So
I
he
love
picks
that.
up the book
Creative.
and just like starts looking at the pictures and tells her own story. But Miss 1 would love to draw.
Yeah,
but the problem is she would love to draw all over the fucking wall.
and herself.
Not so much herself.
No.
It's literally anything and everything else. I've made the mistake a couple of times before just to let it go. But we used to have like a pencil case.
Yep.
It's like an A4 pencil case. It had like an art sketch pad, print out colours, like colouring ins and stuff like this. And then it was, I think, some crayons and some pencils in there. And we used to take that everywhere we went and stayed in the car.
Yeah.
So if we ever went for lunch, whatever, you go Miss 1, Miss 2, Miss 3, whatever. As she was growing up. Quiet time.
Yeah.
Before the phone, like it, and the phone's
the
always a
last
go-to. Yeah,
resort.
and it's kind of, it is now, but it's also so effective.
Yeah.
So I have no problem just going, oh fuck, I just want to eat my steak. Fucking have the phone.
Here you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, love that. I
do you got?
went the outdoorsy sort of active games to wear them out.
Yeah.
So that they could sit down and because I've got some pretty high energy children, as you know.
Yeah.
So we took 3 hula hoops, 3 frisbees, so like 1 each.
Yep.
We took a cricket set. We took a soccer ball and a footy, and that got us through. I think we've just done another shop to Kmart.
Yep.
Shout out to Kmart and their outdoor camping games because holy, we've just spent about I want to say about $100 on their games.
Yep.
And we've got like the beanbag toss. Like you could do all this budget easy. Like you wouldn't have to buy it honestly. But
of course, but
yeah,
when you buy it, it's in a box and it's all there for you, mate.
Definitely. So I literally just chucked a hoop and I was like, all right, you've got to roll the tennis ball or soccer ball and it's got to land in that hoop. And that took up half an hour easy because they're not quitting. They didn't want to quit. They were like, I'm going to freaking get that ball in the hoop. And then when they got bored of that, I decided to make them stand like a metre or so apart. And then from 5 metres away, I'd throw the hoop over the top and see who I could get it over. And then I'd like throw 3 hoops away, and then they'd have to run after them, and the first one to get it over my head when they got back wins. And
just get
very
them running.
hoop related. Get them hoop related.
Ah.
You can't get, had to get them running, and dead set. They slept like babies. It was so good.
Yeah. And look, and that's what you want. But I think
treasure hunt.
Oh yeah,
Treasure hunts as well.
Yeah, but having those downtime ones, like when it is too hot or just before lunch, just after lunch while they're settling, kind of like you said, those card games.
Yeah.
Going to Kmart and just buying the cheap versions, or even the junk store, the cheap version of Connect 4, the cheap version of the cards. You know, all of those that can stack away in a box.
Definitely.
Literally a little crate again from Kmart.
Yep.
And then they just pack away in the van or pack in the back.
Yeah,
of the
we've
car.
got them in the van. We got under one of the storage seats. We've got a Kmart tub. We've got 3 of them lined up under the seat, and we've got games in one, colouring in another. Good little hack there as well. So,
and that's
anything
perfect.
else?
Yeah, nice.
All right, and I did have a little daddy whoops,
Yeah, what's a
potential daddy whoops on the way home.
Oh,
so
potential.
yeah, it was like potentially really embarrassing.
Oh, okay.
/ could have done a lot of damage. So we've pulled into. We realized on the way home that we didn't have any groceries, and we're like, oh shit, we got no food. What are the like? We didn't care about us. We could have like toast, but the kids you got to feed obviously.
Yeah.
So we've stopped in at Coles at Westfield.
Yeah.
And it was a Sunday, so it was extremely busy. Oh, Saturday, sorry. So it was very busy.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, oh, where am I going to park? Oh, I'll park over there. If I can't find any, like, you know how you just take up 4 spots and you just go crossways? It was too busy for that. So I've like done the loop to go back to the quiet part and have to walk miles to go to the shops. But then I was like, oh, it was a back-to-back car park. So one on either side.
Yep.
As in you could drive, you know when you do your box trailer, you just drive straight through and you got your car in one spot, box trailer in the other.
Yep.
Doesn't work with a camper.
No.
But I didn't realise until I got in there and I was like, how the fuck am I going to get out of this? Because you go forward, the camper's going to scrape the car next to you because it doesn't follow your car. Yeah. And I didn't even think about it because I do that with box trailer all the time. And so I was at a loss. I tried to stay really calm. The boys like pissing themselves.
Thanks to support, boys.
I was like, Daddy's stuffed up here, boys, and they were loving it. And I've ended up just being like, okay, so everyone shut up for a second. Radio was off, obviously, because you have to concentrate. And I've had to reverse out and just like jimmy it all the way out. Like little reverse, little turn, little reverse, little turn. I did that about 10 times to get the thing out. And there was 2 cars, and it was really embarrassing because there was one bloke who just rolled up in his ute, and I could visibly see him creasing himself. He was sitting like head back laughter. Like, I was sort of glad because it wasn't like on the horn, yelling and carrying on like a pork chop. He was just pissing himself at my misfortune and stupidity. So, daddy whoops.
Mate,
got it out of there though, so I kept my man card.
I was just going to say, you got it out of there. It's a lot better than what some people would have done. They've just gone driven forward, scraped
out.
And just kept driving.
I'll wear it.
Whoops.
Damn it.
That'll buff out of the caravan.
That'll
I
buff
guess.
out, 100%.
Yeah, it's fine. Mate, grand final weekend. Jeez.
Not a great weekend to be a Queenslander.
No, we were discussing this earlier.
Male and female.
4 Queensland teams.
Yep.
In finals.
Yep.
And we came away with the duck egg.
Donuts.
Yep. Mate, a couple of cracker games though, and promising for Queensland sport.
Yeah.
It just, it hurts.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I've been hurting all day. It's been so bad. Also, I feel like you say, it's great for Queensland sport. And the most painful part about it is both teams could have won.
Yeah.
Like, they were such close games. Broncos threw away a great lead. Cleary obviously played well, but it's 16 points in grand finals is just unbelievable. And it just shows how good Penrith are, I guess. But Broncos were really good. They got themselves out of a hole and finished the game, started finishing the game really well, and then they just got overcome, I guess.
Literally just Cleary
Cleary turned the game on its head and did what he does, and hurt every Brisbane Broncos fan in Australia.
I think it hurt every Queenslander.
Yeah,
because
everyone
up here, and that's the thing. I think the big thing about Queenslanders, and from talking to a few New South Welsh and some of this, it's your club and that's it. And if they get in if they're not in the grand final, it's kind of like whatever, almost kind of thing. But for Queenslanders, it's like, well, if my side's not in and it's a Queensland side,
Yeah.
they're my team. I'm
Yeah,
going
exactly.
for, you
If
know
the
what I mean?
Titans were in it, I would have totally done
exactly. Same, Cowboys,
Yeah.
even Melbourne is an extension.
it. Yeah. Of course.
But that's the thing. Everyone in Queensland was that. Same as the Lions,
Yeah, the Lions was a tough one to take as well,
Yeah.
especially with Joe kicking that goal with like a minute to go. And we're like, oh, could it possibly?
Yeah.
Didn't get a penalty paid. And we're like, oh, shit.
It was a few dicey calls in there.
I can't. Honestly don't feel like Brisbane were robbed though. Like Collingwood had about 10 extra scoring shots.
was
So
just gonna
if they
say-
could kick straight, it would have been a blowout.
It didn't matter that a couple of calls, probably looking at it, went the Pies' way.
Yeah.
But in saying that, if they did kick straight, it would have been 60 plus points.
And then the Titans girls getting done by the Knights girls in the last few minutes.
I didn't see that, but
That was tough to watch as well because the Titans girls really they probably deserved it. Out of all the Queensland teams, I think the Titans girls played the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, scratch that. Sorry, Broncos, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Broncos the GOAT.
Yeah. No. But no, look, I missed that one, but I think also the Lion girls as well. They went down as well. So
Also, Dave, now it's off season. If any listeners have a contact at the Broncos, get them on. Just hit them up and be like, hey, these boys, they want to yarn to you so bad. Even the Titans, I'm sure David fanboy, and if one of the Broncos came on, I'd fanboy for real.
I'd fanboy for any NRL player.
And tell them there's a stubby cooler in it for them.
Yeah. Look, actually, those guys will actually fit our shirts.
Yeah, exactly.
And a shirt.
Oh god.
And a shirt. Mate, that was great. But look, wonderful weekend. I do love this time of the year. But it's also very depressing because you said that off season.
Yep.
Like now what?
What are we going to watch?
Now what?
A-League?
Cricket. Like nighttime.
Coming
I
in.
like the 2020.
Yeah, okay.
And I do like the one days and I do like flicking the test on and stuff like this.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't have the same impact.
Boxing Day test is still my favourite time.
Yeah.
Like one of my favourite sporting
It is,
events.
don't get me wrong. I love sitting there and doing it.
Yeah.
But it's also the between.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
October.
Yeah.
Till Boxing
English Premier
Day.
League.
Oh, yeah. I love waking up real early.
Ange Ball. Get on board the Ange Postecoglou train.
Oh, yeah.
All Aussies are loving Spurs right now.
I wonder if Oho 8's coming.
Yeah.
Is it?
Hey?
What is it? The 8?
Oh, ESPN 8, the Ocho.
Yeah, Ocho.
Yeah, let's chuck a bit of the Ocho
Yeah,
on.
maybe we'll check that in. Mate, we had this conversation on the weekend. Our first, third kids, the way we treat them. It's just, how different is it? You know,
In
I've
my
only got
family,
two.
yeah, like when you're talking three kids, it's
Yep.
a bit different to the two because you can sort of talk the same. But
Yeah.
I find it hard with one versus three because the first kid, you're like, everything's I don't know, like everything's unknown.
Yeah.
And then so you pander them a little bit and you sort of make sure that everything's okay and they're safe and they're happy. The second one comes along, they're usually, in my experience and in general sort of feedback, the second kid's always pretty hectic or way more hectic than the first one.
Yep.
And they're your trouble kid. So I think you're less pandering towards that kid and you're a bit like, been there, done that.
Yep.
Like, get on with it now.
Stop your tantrum. Get moving.
And then the third one comes along and you're just like, probably should make more of an effort because you feel bad about not doing the same thing for the second kid. So you're like, okay, like it's like a 3/4 effort, but not quite what you gave the first one.
Yeah.
And then it's different with boys and girls as well because,
We spoke of that one as well, isn't it?
yeah, like Dave, you came over to my house for the AFL Grand Final
Yeah.
and it was just like a spur of the moment thing. Does your girl want to play with my girl?
Yep.
We can just watch the footy. It'd be awesome. Families came over. It was good. But obviously when I had to rouse on my boys, I roused on my boys.
Yep.
But the way you rouse on your girls is like completely different because they're girls and they're probably a little bit better behaved than my boys. So you're like, you're doing how you pull your girls in the line and I'm just like, like getting the veins popping in the head. And I do feel like since doing this pod, I'm a lot more patient.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit longer to split
to
hard. But I think regardless, you're probably going to discipline boys a lot harder than girls.
Yeah, and I think I was thinking about this one as well. My miss 4, so she was first. Obviously, yes, had all that time, like with just mum and dad. And that's what it is. Yes, you pander on myself. Number 2 comes, you're like, I'm trying to give time, but they're still now number 1 who's back there.
You don't want to leave them alone.
Yeah, so it's, it's a bit different there. But I think it actually had a lot to do with the fact that my Miss 4 wasn't actually in her environment too. So she was like, so when kids go to other houses, it's always they're a little bit more tame, a little bit more, So I think little Miss was like, oh, I'm just going to do the right thing, kind of thing. Whereas literally you called me the other day and you're like, have you ever literally just gone, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it was like 9, I think. You called me about 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we were in the car. Actually, the kids were in the car, and the missus was in the car bouncing on them.
I literally had just come back from dropping Miss 1
Yeah.
at daycare, and I had Miss 4 because she had just had surgery on her teeth.
Oh, sorry for dropping all those F-bombs then.
No. Oh, no.
You
It was
went on Bluetooth, thank God.
It doesn't matter. She hears enough of it. But no, I was like, I was ready to walk like 4 times.
Yeah.
Like, it was only 9 o'clock. I'm like, no.
How early, Dick? How early can we start drinking this week?
Say, how early is it that I can put the TV on? We haven't even been home. We've been at the shops. So, mate, it'd be interested listeners too, like how your take on it. Your first versus your third, or your second even too, if you've only got the 2, and the way you do boys versus girls.
Yeah, send it in.
I don't know because I've only got the 2 girls.
Yeah,
or see you've got the mix.
Yeah,
Cam's got the mix. So it's interesting to see obviously the difference there.
I guess it depends on your parenting style as well. I think I'm very authoritative. So like it's my way, Like I'm not going to let them sort of like we were talking to Adam Chadburn a couple of weeks ago, and he's very much the opposite. He'll just let them toe the line a little bit until they sort of go too far. I'm sort of the opposite. I feel like I need to go a bit more that direction for my own well-being and stress levels. But I think to keep my particular boys in line, they need to be stopped before they get to that level because they are out of control.
Yep. And again,
when they're around each other anyway.
Yeah. But again, it depends on the kid too, because my Miss 4 compared to my Miss 1 now already, like no way Miss 4, it's like, this is what I expect you to do.
Yeah.
I'm only going to ask you 3 times and then this is a consequence. Whereas Miss 1, it's like, no, I'm dragging her, chucking a tanny down the hall just to change a nappy. Yeah. And that's just the type of...
That's the biggest thing as well, consequences. You got to have them and you got to follow through on them. I feel like I was stressing out so much about like their behaviours and what they... And the missus sort of brought it to my attention. We don't punish them. Like there's no consequences for their behaviour. We've been too lazy. So... If we're sitting on the couch watching a movie or reading a book or scrolling the phone while they're running around like pork chops and they do something wrong and we're just like too lazy to go upstairs and they're like, no. And we're like, fuck it, whatever. Yeah. I think you really have to follow through on it to ingrain that respect in them.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like our Miss 4 goes to her bedroom, like for timeout is kind of, what we call it, but she still has her toys, so whatever in her room. So we either say go to your room, and she knows that she can just play in her room, or if it's not on your bed, she's only got her teddies on her bed. Yeah. Whereas even now with this 1, like she's vicious, man. She'll bite.
Yeah, right.
So like we bite, like and then we walk. I'm like, to your bedroom, 1 minute.
Fucking bite her back.
I'm trying to tell my 4-year-old. She hasn't bitten me. But and then she walks in and she sits on the feeding chair. And she doesn't know, but she knows that I've done the wrong thing. Yeah, they've roused on me. I've got to go to my room. So, yeah. Look, guys, I'm going to finish off this chew with a hack for everybody. It being October, we all know that little. Well, actually, I'm going to give you a couple of hacks. That elf on the shelf.
Bring it.
Right. Okay. Firstly, listeners, if you have not submitted to Elf on the Shelf, don't. Okay?
I'm holding off. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, you're lucky. But your boys might start hearing more and more of it at school.
They will.
Yeah. So then you might have to... but the other hack that I've got is... obviously, people have decided, this is fucking big. And obviously now they're starting to sell little props and clothing for it. I reckon the missus spent like $80 a day. And I think we've got about 10 different things for them now. And it's now like I can sit there and go, cool, 10 days. On those days where I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not thinking anything, whatever. And chucking in a banana costume and chucking in the fruit bowl.
Yeah, love it.
You know what I mean? So get out there, Google, or just get a cheap
creative,
store.
eh?
Yeah, well, I saw it. I just said, and get in now. And then literally you've got it. And your kids appreciate it. Like the way that mine is already talking about and the fact that is dashing her elf coming back.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, great. Here we go. But it's worth it for the kids. So, but if you want to make it a bit easier for you, go out. I think even junk stores selling them. Just get on and buy some costumes and some props with it.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
I want to bring something new, Dave, for this episode, and I just want to gauge the interest of the listeners as well. I feel like it can gain some traction, and I want our listeners to share their reviews with us.
Ooh, okay.
So we're going to do daddy reviews. All right, so we're going to take turns reviewing a family-friendly location with an unnecessary and probably pointless review to help dads find a good family day or weekend out.
Cool.
So if you've got one and you're a listener, send it in to shitdadpod@gmail.com. But this week, to kick it off, I've kept it camping related, and I have done Barumba Deer Park at Imbil because that's where we went.
Go.
Creek, trees, bushwalk, playground, disco hut, and deer feeding. If you don't like these things, don't come to Barumba. If you can get around those things and enjoy letting your kids be kids, strap on the bum bag, lace up your New Balances, whip out the Bunnings straw hat, and get your family up to Barumba Deer Park. If we like anything more than whipping the tie-down straps on the trailer and stating that it's not going anywhere, it's a campground where the kids can run around all day and crash early so you can sit by the bush telly and spin yarns about the daily shit daddery. 5 stars.
Whoa.
Like that?
I did like that. I honestly was half expecting your start with the creek, trees, bushwalk, playground to be like a slam poetry.
Oh, maybe we should change direction with the...
I was like in there. I was like, oh, slam.
The slam poetry. I like it.
I started thinking about 22 Jump Street.
Iconic.
All
right.
Mate, that's unreal. So, yeah, listeners, if you're out there and you've got something there, a review, share it out there for us and the other dads for a good family day out.
But now it is time, David, for the best time of the week, the shit dad story of the week.
Yes.
All right, Dave, we had a really good one, or a couple, sent in this week on our email, shitdadpod@gmail.com, and here it is.
Hey guys, just wanted to share a shit dad story. It was probably about 6 months ago. I was toilet training my young bloke. Decided dinner at the pub with the family would be a great idea. And as a responsible dad would, I was supervising from the playground fence with a cold beer in my hands. And then all of a sudden this kid just starts running past, just like, there's shit on the slide. I'm like, that's fucking weird. So I was like, whatever. And then next thing you know, I see my young bloke run past and he's got shit dribbling down his legs and he's done a poo somewhere upstairs and went down the slide and then proceeded to run around and drop presents everywhere all over the playground. Turned into a fun half an hour of cleaning him in the toilets because we didn't have enough wipes to do the job. So lesson learnt there, bring plenty of wipes and, yeah, probably not dinner with a toilet training toddler. I got a second one, same kid. He went to school, decided he'd tell his teachers and all that kind of stuff that he goes, Joe hits me. I was like, where the fuck did that come from? I'm very against corporal punishments. I like a nice timeout. And, so God knows what the teachers are thinking there. They kind of laughed it off like, oh, yeah, he's probably got smacked for being naughty. Whatever. We're having a few drinks that night watching the footy. And my missus is on her one and only can of JD. And I was joking around saying, oh, babe, you're drunk. So then he went to school the next day and then tells the teachers that mum's drunk. So Joe hits him and mum's drunk and everything's happy at home.
Oh, my God. Mum's drunk.
Oh, to make it worse, where did he shit down the slide? At the pub for dinner.
Oh, that's so shit.
Oh, fuck, Joe.
For reals. My shit dad story. Thank you, Joe, for that sending that in. We love hearing all the listeners' shit dad stories. So keep them coming.
Look, as a teacher, before, just so you know, Joe, the shit kids come from home with, we don't believe it all.
No.
We know.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Especially the young ones, because they have no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
They take everything out of context, don't they?
This? I beg your pardon?
Yeah.
You what? You went overseas? Oh, wow. On the weekend? Oh, jeez. Congratulations. Talk to the parents. They drove over a bridge.
It went overseas.
Yeah. Oh,
That's too good.
all right. What do you got?
I got a shit dad story this week, and it's camping related. It happened at camping while we were away. And so one of the games that I was talking about before where you can start and the kids finish was I introduced them to Would You Rather, which I thought was going to go real well. It did, and it went so well that I continued playing for ages. And we were making up just the most ridiculous scenarios, and like mine were awesome, obviously, because and like one of them, the minute I went to in the direction of poo, it took a downward turn, obviously.
And that it's just every single one has poo in it then.
Yeah, every single one, and that's the problem. It was like, would you rather eat dog poo or would you rather step in dog poo? And I'm like, oh, this is getting shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd rather eat it. For the nutrients.
As long as it's that crusty white one.
Yeah. But yeah, I was coming up with like, would you rather smell a dog's fart or would you eat week-old cheesecake or like month-old cheesecake? Just random shit. And we were having the most fun. It was so good seeing the kids laughing their heads off. But yeah, once we went to the poo direction, it stayed in the poo direction and it went further downhill. I enjoyed it though. It was fun.
Look, you know what? I said this earlier, mate. Simple minds, simple things.
And obviously, I've got the same mind as a 8-year-old.
Well, clearly,
because we were both in stitches.
Yeah, clearly, I have the same one as a 4-year-old because we started something similar too. This is not even my story. Miss 4, we spent a fair bit of time together on these holidays. Obviously, as I said, she had her teeth, a bit of work done on her teeth that she had to go under for. But all of a sudden, it just started with saying like, "Oh, let's play that funny saying game." And I was like, and it's just started one day, and she's like, "All right, Mr. Tree Face," and Miss, and I'm like, "All right, okay, Miss." Driving past a pizza shop. All right, pizza arm, and it just got stupid. But
they go ape shit for it.
But it just some of the things she comes out with like super clever.
Yeah.
Like, oh, how did you think of that? So yeah, mate, I agree. But as soon as you mention poo, it's just like after that's all like poo and wee.
It goes downhill.
Like, oh, fuck.
And that's where I like it.
Yeah, me too. In the gutter for a 4-year-old, mate. I've got 2 here. It's been a long time since I've been in. Yeah, I haven't called any in. So my first one has come with Miss 1. I was out shopping one day and I had her in the trolley, stupidly trying to keep her occupied. I've gone and segment disc at Westfield and it's nice straight. No one's in front of me. I just took off. It was really, really fast. Yeah. But I've leant too hard on the trolley and the front wheels have flicked up and so she's in the trolley seat. So if I hadn't corrected, her legs would have just been underneath that trolley.
Oh, shit.
I full face for stumbling. Boom, saved her luckily.
Oh.
And I was obviously, then people are around and I was super embarrassed. So I just kept going real fast. But then I hear this, excuse me, you've dropped your phone.
Oh no.
So I've had to go back.
Go bask in it.
I had to go get it and I'm like, oh, thank you. And then just sped off quickly into the first shop that didn't look weird for me to go into. So
did you see that dad that was face back laughing at me doing reversing a caravan?
Yeah. No, I didn't. I just saw all the mums going,
oh, how dare he?
I'd do that with his own child. And the other one came with Miss 4. So I had to take her to hospital, another trip in the ambulance. She gets croup and stridor, which is the next level. Yeah. Pretty bad. And then they administer the adrenaline when they come to the house. So they put you in automatic 3-hour observation in hospital. So it was quite nice, and I think it was a Sunday night or a Monday night, and I'm like, yeah, cool. Here we go.
Next time wear your shit dad uniform like
I should.
Maddie.
Yeah, next time I will. Yep, all throughout there. Yeah. Anyway, got there and we got put into short stay, actually. It must have been the time of the night, whatever, they weren't releasing. Yep, cool, whatever. Got in there, sharing this kind of double bed to start with little miss. Well, maybe just a bit bigger than a king single. I got kicked out in about 3 minutes She's like, nah, I just want the bed to myself. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go sleep on this sun lounge with no blanket, no pillow, nothing. Yeah, no problem, sweetie. Yeah, easy. Anyway, wake up in the morning, and after my wonderful couple of hours, on this sun lounge, getting breakfast, and I said something like, no, you're not having that for breakfast. And she's like, Dad, you're a big meanie in front of the nurse. I'm like, I'm a meanie. I'm like, sweetie, I just spent 2 hours sleep in this freezing cold hospital on that sun lounge. You kicked me out of your bed and I'm the meanie? Nurse is like,
Maybe I should have some custard.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, jelly for breakfast. Yeah. No, so mine is just the stories of what your kids kind of say.
Just be turds.
Oh, mate, being a big meanie. I love it.
Hey, and even without Cam this week, he's sent in an absolute pearler. Funnily enough, his Mrs. Maiden name's Pearl, and it's fitting because it's a shit mum moment.
Oh, it's amazing.
So I got them to paint the wood on the deck with the water from the dog's bowl this morning, and came out to find Zach naked doing a wee in the dog's bowl. Then he tried to get the dog to drink it. Fuck. Now I came outside and Lenny's face first in the dog bowl, licking it all over, and he had vomited all inside it. You sort of expect the oldest, the girl, to just be sitting there recording it on the phone.
Shit.
That's amazing.
Oh, fuck.
What a comedy of errors.
That's the trifecta.
Yeah,
That's actually no. That's like the first four. Looking at it, okay. So he's out there naked, pissing in the bowl.
Yeah.
He then tried to make the dog drink it.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
No.
But then the little man,
He got his baby brother to drink
The little
it.
man's drinking it with the vomit in there,
Which
as
has
well.
made him chunder. Oh, that's amazing.
Who needs a dad there to have a fucking wonderful moment?
Oh, it's so good. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, that wraps up Shit Dad's story of the week. And,
So good.
mate, I must say, this has been quite a fun episode to do. We've just had so much to catch up on since we've had that week or so off.
Yeah.
But I do have a couple of quotes, mate, to finish off the episode.
Yep.
So I saw one last week and I thought it was very relatable to dads and kids. So don't let your ice cream melt while you're counting someone else's sprinkles. Have used it on the kids this week and it was very effective.
Good.
So that's a good one to keep in mind. Good one to tell the kids as well. And I saw one this afternoon that I sort of really had to share with you because it was funny as fuck. Remember when we used to cry as kids and get told, I'll give you something to cry about? We thought they were going to hit us. Instead, they destroyed the housing market, quadrupled the cost of college tuition, and melted the ice caps. I feel like that came from America somewhere, but very funny and relatable. So,
100%. 100%. Oh, mate, that was good.
cracker out.
Oh, it was good to get back into it.
Yep.
As I said to you, it feels like it's been about a month since I've been on.
Yeah.
And living in my bubble.
Mate, we do have some very exciting some content coming up. We're really pumped to do a couple of spin-off series related to the podcast. So a few things brought to you by Shit Dad Podcast. Mm-hmm. So stay tuned, keep listening, share with your friends. We're really grateful for those one-word reviews and 5-star reviews on Spotify. Ben, thanks once again for joining us for another busy week in fatherhood. We'll be in your ears again this time next week. Have a great week, everyone.
See you guys.
See ya for the kids.
Celebrate.